Hello people, hello, Angie here. I'm just wanting to make a little video about my mental health first aid kit card, or what have I called it? Mental health first aid kit. Yeah, in a card. You can put it in your wallet. So it's small. It's got all the numbers you might need to call if you're having a bit of a mental wobble. So I created it because I myself, and I think a lot of human beings have a bit of a wobble at times. So most recently in lockdown, had a little bit of a wobble one day, rang my sister, who is awesome in these situations, and she gave me some great advice. And and then, within a few hours, I was back to base and I was fine. But I thought that, some people don't really know what to do when they're having a mental crisis. My first panic attack when I was in my 20s, I thought I was dying. I was asking my boyfriend at the time, who was driving, he had to rush me to hospital because I was having a heart attack. And because if you haven't had those experiences before, they really, it's really tricky to negotiate if you don't have anyone around you who can kind of give you some good advice. You might think you're kind of losing it, but you're not. You'll get it back. And I actually thought when I was suffering from anxiety in my 20s that I wouldn't get it back, and I would be suffering from anxiety for a long time, and it took me ages and a lot of expensive therapy to realize actually there's heaps of stuff you can do, from meditation to breathing exercises to what you eat, what you drink. It makes a massive difference on your mental health. So I've put some of those learnings into creating this card that people can just keep in their wallet, and so one side has all the numbers you need to call, and the other side, so those numbers might be like, you can call the Samaritans 24/7, or there's other fantastic organisations called Mind and Steps to Wellbeing. There's one called Shout for young people where you can text. So there's a lot of organisations that will help you if you're ever in that situation. I've also put on there that it's important that you call someone if you are suffering, and not to think it's something you need to keep to yourself or just suffer in silence. That's even though it feels like that's the right thing to do at the time, that's really maybe not going to help you. And also there's a breathing exercise on here, and just a reminder to hydrate, because when we're going through those anxious times and our heart's beating faster and we're breathing a bit like that, we need to hydrate. We need to drink a glass of water, because otherwise our body can go into dehydration, and then it's a lot harder for our body to come back to base in those times. So anyway, the other thing is on the other side, it's got some questions that you would fill out when you're feeling fit and fine, okay? And those questions are about, things you can do to help your mental health, to make you more resilient into 2021, because, it's really, these are tricky times. And so when the world, feels like, certainly if you read the newspaper or watch the news on TV, you'll feel like the world is, really, the world's losing it. So you need to kind of find ways of keeping yourself feeling strong and resilient inside. And so some of those things that you could do, sorry, I'm starting to ramble a bit now. So I did want to tell you a little bit about, what you think you could do to help you when you're struggling. So some people have things that they do when they're having a bit of a wobble. So for me, it's meditation, definitely. So that would be the number one. But it's also things like a bit of yoga, or going for a walk with the dog, or going for a swim in the water, which a lot of people are doing today. I'm at Lyme Regis, by the way, and look, there are so many people out there. There's like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 50 people out there trying to surf, trying to find a wave that I really know that they're actually just trying to find, they're out there looking for a wave, but they're really kind of looking for, what the sea can give you, which is just that feeling of peace and harmony with yourself. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, just get a board and go and sit out there. It's just the best meditation ever. A bit of surfing, and I see there's some stand-up paddle boards. Yeah, but that is a really beautiful sight. Yes, so getting back to the card. So write down some things. It might be surfing, it might be stand-up paddleboarding, things that make you feel better. And then if you are struggling and having a tough time, you can refer to your card and go, I need to go and do that. And also to write down some people's names that you can call, at 2 a.m. I mean, for me, it's always my sister, and with the time difference in Australia, that's really handy because it will be morning time or something for them. But the other thing is, you mightn't be able to get through, which has happened to me before, when last year my son was really ill in hospital, and I made the mistake of Googling what the doctors said he was suffering with, and that at 2 in the morning, or no, it was about 1 in the morning. But that was a really bad idea. And then I rang all my friends in Australia and no one was answering, and it was 2 a.m. and I thought, I can't ring anyone. I think now I will have the card. I will ring people in the UK on the card. So I have got some names now. But I did just then meditate and I was okay. But, and it probably wasn't even that long. It was only a minute or something. I really felt like I was losing it. But, it felt like an hour. But anyway, so these sorts of experiences, I just want to take the stigma away from them. And I think one way of doing that is by talking about them and like having these kind of resources and sharing them with people. So it really makes a massive difference. Because if you can deal with it when it's happening and then get better, it's the way you would with any kind of physical illness, then it's much better than to go down to sort of self-medicating and type route, because there's all sorts of addictive behaviours and stuff that can come from that. But if you just kind of ride with it and follow some of the tips and ring people and talk about it and realise that actually there's lots of things to do to help your mental health, then we'll all get through this little bloody world wobble together, because we are all in this together. Everybody's suffering. I don't think there's anyone that's kind of been untouched by all of this. Even if you yourself haven't been physically sick, then I think the mental anxiety around all this is really real. So I want everybody to stay really healthy. I am a naturally optimistic person, but that doesn't make me immune, funnily enough. But there you go. So here we are, Lyme Regis. What a beautiful day. Yeah. Just get out there. I mean, this is so beautiful. Yes, coming to the beach, that's really, really good for my mental health. Actually, I've got to say there is some surfing going on out there. Okay. It's not Bells Beach, but it's hitting the spot, isn't it? Okay, bye everyone. Happy Sunday. See you later.